been a very emotional weekend for me as well, because as a lot of you know, the majority of my time has been outside with all of you one-on-one, and it's given me an incredible pulse of where thousands of you in this room are at on your journey.
Aquí Carolina Millan y te saludo desde mi hotel en Los Ángeles, California, en los Estados Unidos. Estoy aquí para asistir a la tercera edición de VeeCon, la conferencia de Gary Vee y VeeFriends. He hecho vlogs cada vez que venía a la conferencia. Este año pensé, ¿quiero hacer vlog o no quiero hacer vlog? Y ya, voy a hacer un vlog. Así que espero que disfrutes este video. Vas a encontrar algunos clips, pedacitos de los speakers, opiniones de otra gente que está asistiendo, y espero que te emocione mucho y te den ganas de ir a conferencias como esta, que en realidad cuando empecé a asistir a conferencias fue lo que realmente hizo una increíble diferencia en mi negocio. Mi negocio despegó cuando yo decidí empezar a invertir en mí y en ir a conferencias, invertir en mentores, en coaching, etc. Pero estar en persona en este tipo de lugar realmente es next level. El vlog va a estar en Spanglish porque la mayoría de las personas que vienen a esta conferencia no hablan español. Pero de todas maneras vamos a poner subtítulos en todas las partes que estén en inglés. Espero que lo disfrutes y quédate hasta el final, te va a encantar. Y por acá anda Gary socializando con los visitantes. Algo que me encanta de Gary es que siempre pone su comunidad una altísima prioridad, familia primero, negocios, comunidad, es un gran modelo a seguir.
Okay, first, it required being present, which is an annoyingly overused term these days, but man, when it comes to people, it's everything. These days, with these in our pockets, with our ever-growing to-do list, with our fascination with efficiency, we all have an increasingly challenging time slowing down for long enough to actually listen to the people around us. If you want to be great at something, you better take what you do seriously. But also, all of us need to stop taking ourselves so seriously. We can get so focused on articulating these perfect brands, and brands are important. They are your bumper sticker to the world, but the moment your brand tells you you are not allowed to do something that will make one of your key stakeholders happy, well, the entire relationship is out of whack. A hot dog in a 4-star restaurant is very off-brand, but when you look at how it made them feel, well, who cares? And third, listen, I like to redefine the word hospitality. Every year or so, I think that's important if you care about an idea, because the better you are at articulating it, the better you are at compelling those around you to embrace it. One of my favorite definitions of hospitality, it's about making other people feel seen.
How do you stay up to speed with what's happening, in, not just related to talent, but what do you pay attention to?
What do I pay attention to? Energy. You know, yeah, I try to make sure, truly, like, frequencies. I gravitate towards things that my spirit tingles for, you know, and I feel like I have a strong spirit of discernment. So I'm not really, I don't follow trends, I follow my gut.
I think the key to success, the fluid, the gas, the fuel of success is curiosity.
Yeah.
You know, when we are young and we're kids, it just comes naturally. You know, you're curious. What are they saying? How do I get this? What do I want? You go to media, you go, what are people wearing? What are they listening to? And you're up on the latest trends and music and fashion, and that's pop culture. Because culture is like a flowing river. What we are attracted to, what we gravitate toward, how we react, what we're allowed to say changes with time. And you have to keep swimming and keep going upstream. You can make a decision. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't give a shit anymore, and I'm just gonna sit back and be comfortable. But I love to just keep moving, to keep swimming, to keep treading the flow of culture. I'm so curious.
What you grow up with, it just seems natural until you hit that inflection point. And I think throughout life, business, personal life, building this country, is the hardest thing we have to do is shake our heads and go, wait a minute, what am I looking at? Why are we doing this? Is this right? At what point do you begin to question everything? And so I found it's been great for my personal journey as a human, but also great for business too, because I constantly look and say, well, why do we do it that way? Why? Who said we had to do it that way?
All right, we just finished attending the first few sessions of VeeCon, day 2. I'm here with my, I'm here with my good friend, Dolce, AKA, what's her name? Connor. How do you like it so far?
It's a great experience. Learn and saw new people that I never have seen before, and it's really nice to hear from people's background, not just from their successes, but also from their downfalls, what they kind of came from, rags to riches, and all. It's been really good.
Yeah, remain a student. Learn about people's background, learn about other people's story in the field that you want to be in. Just remain a student. Becoming a student, you end up still being a teacher, but the teacher still has to learn as well. So just remain a student. That's how I got to where I'm at. Even beside the cool shit, it's lucky I got cool, but I also know my shit. So stay, educate yourself.
Or if their ego is too big, are never the people who have the big egos, right?
You gotta always be in check though. The ego will creep up. The ego will constantly try to say, oh, it feels pretty good to be on that cover of that magazine. Oh man, you figured it out.
Right.
Oh man, you just hit 4 million followers. It's pretty cool. You figured it out. That's pretty, it's always going to creep in. So this is why I have an emotional, psychological coach to keep me focused on a vision of service. And it doesn't mean you can't celebrate self for the accomplishments. I think it's knowing that, sure, take a moment, take a day to wow, what a great moment. We've hit these milestones. We've got this opportunity. I'm on stage at VeeCon. Cool. All these things are cool, but don't always make it about the accomplishments. Make it about the impact and the results of the community that you're engaging with.
Otra de las cosas entretenidas sobre VeeCon son los eventos, o lo que se le llama los side events, que son eventos que generalmente organizan comunidades, ya sea de otros proyectos de NFTs o de parte de la comunidad de VeeCon. Ahora estamos en un evento organizado por una comunidad japonesa que se llama Rising. Y el objetivo de este evento es aprender, o mejor dicho, enseñarnos un poco sobre la cultura japonesa. Entonces hay de todo. Típicos japoneses que por lo visto ya nadie los juega en Japón. Hoy es el último día de VeeCon. En este momento voy caminando hacia el auditorio. Estoy muy emocionada de poder compartir un poquito más contigo. Espero que hasta aquí estés disfrutando los clips, el pedacito de los speakers. Y espero que el audio esté bien, porque no dejan entrar con bolsos, ni cámaras, ni selfie sticks, ni nada de eso. Entonces decidí filmar con mi iPhone, lo cual normalmente no hago porque tampoco quería llevar mi otro micrófono. Pero bueno, vamos a ver qué tal. Así que no hay mucha gente hoy porque anoche había eventos, la gente se quedó afuera.
They hold that gramophone. And no one ever thanks the engineers that make radio work, your streaming systems work. They don't thank the folks that's the reason why our industry is lacking, innovation and engineers, because we don't see our industry as technology. Exactly. It is originally technology. The transformation and broadcasting, from whether it's NTSC or PAL for visuals, or radio broadcasting spectrum. So I just love to hunt.
Absolutely, this is not a panacea. There are a lot of things that have to happen at the policy level, and this is not an either or. It's really while we're working at what needs to happen at the policy level, what can we do right now in our lives? And we've put it into practice. We work with Walmart that has, many hundreds of thousands of minimum wage workers. And by working on these 5 behaviors, we've had people reverse diabetes and reverse hypertension. And what is the key, the most important thing? Beginning to cook at home rather than eating fast food every day. And also that brings the family together, and it also interrupts the generational cycle of obesity and diabetes.
Esto que hay acá es lo que llaman la Selfie Station de Gary Vee. Y lo que hace Gary es que todos los días de la conferencia tú te agendas en la app, hay cupos limitados, te agendas en la aplicación del evento y te puedes tomar una selfie con Gary acá. Es súper bonito porque Gary se toma el tiempo, a veces con algunas personas conversa, responde preguntas. Realmente un modelo a seguir sobre cómo construir una comunidad y cómo servir a tu comunidad. Y por supuesto yo tengo agendada mi foto en un ratito más. Así que más rato voy a estar ahí con Gary.
But now, I think that there's something kind of egalitarian about media and social media, both the barrier to entry being as low as it is, so anybody could have a YouTube channel, could have an Instagram or a TikTok account, but also you're now showing, this awesome place for chopped cheese in Harlem, this really good Ecuadorian restaurant in the Bronx, this really fire Szechuan spot in Flushing, Queens, have every bit as much culinary merit and validity as per se, as 11 Madison Park or Noma. But the other thing is this, there's a kind of seamless, I don't know, like integration, like the way that Farm to Table took the 5-step process from production to consumption and narrowed it to two basic steps, you know, it comes out of the ground and goes to you. I think that's the same thing. So now, in my experience, in terms of both creating content and consuming it, I can watch a recipe. If there's an ingredient that I'm unfamiliar with, if I hold my finger over that word in the comments, I could look up what it is.
Bueno, ya es hora del último keynote, es hora del cierre de VeeCon. Estamos esperando que empiece la última presentación, que es con Gary. Súper emocionada de haber podido compartir aquí, haber estado con él, haber estado con mis amigos, haber hecho algunos nuevos amigos. Espero que hayas disfrutado este vlog.
And I was so emotionally taken back by how many of you told me in line, and it was just a half a dozen, but 6 people who told me, many more I know did it, that you did that you did the hardest thing. And listen, we're about to go into this. Clapping, like quitting your job is not necessarily the right thing 80% of the time. I'm being serious, and I'm about to go into that, but that you quit it, and then you told me what happened. And the tears, and the emotion of how much happy you are, which is fundamentally the simplicity of my life. I am desperate for people to be happy, because I'm so happy. How many people here professionally are unhappy with what they're doing for a living? Please stand up. But one of the things that I remember very early in my career was I thought, and continue to believe, that changing your mind is huge. Adaptability is the single core strength that can lead to happiness, because it means that you're not scared. And that is an incredibly important thing to understand. The things that so many of you fear, the thing that so many of you don't understand, the thing that I see people get it wrong, is so many people are scared of things that are not scary, and that are completely petrified of things that they should be scared of, and instead of being petrified of it, they just jump because they think it's okay. And that is a very important thing for all of you to understand. Do not allow your passions to make you delusional.
I feel like a stalker.
You're not a stalker, you're a friend.
Yes, I have one personal question for you. So, I feel like I have this untapped potential that I've been doing this for so long. I told you this before.
Yes,
what's your personal best advice you can give me?
I think it's a mix, like a good bottle of wine. It's a mix of continued patience.
Yes.
But you can, to your point, you should assess what's been going on
Yes.
and start deciding what you think you do that doesn't bring you the results you want,
Yes.
but you do it because it's easy for you to do.
Yeah, I'm in a comfort zone.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so just try new shit. I've seen from afar over the last 10, 15 years change and learn different things, Web3, other stuff. There might be something else. So just keep pushing yourself.
pushing.
You've seen me so many different
I know.
things. You know,
Yes.
keep going.
It's been a pleasure to watch you for so many years. I love you so much.
I love you a lot too.
All right. Oh,
We've got
sorry.
it.
Here we
You.
go. Here we go. Can you do it?
Of course.
All right. I love you.
Love you a lot too.
Mwah. Can I take a picture with Gary? Sasha. Mr. Sasha, proud dad of Gary. Such an honor. ¿Qué te pareció el último VeeCon? Bueno, por ahora.
No estoy triste porque no va a ser el último.
No va a ser el último.
Va a ser el último. Como dijo Gary.
Cuéntame rapidito de tu proyecto, de tu marca.
Mi gente, tengo un proyecto que se llama Ando Perro.
Muestra el sticker.
Vamos a ver el sticker.
Ricky es de Chicago, pero su familia es de México, así que es mexicano de corazón.
Michoacano. Bueno, tengo un proyecto, como dijo Carolina, se llama Ando Perro.
Maravilloso, te felicito, Ricky. Siguiendo sus sueños y sus pasiones. Espero, chicos, que hayan disfrutado del vlog, estuvo on fire. Recuerda suscribirte, deja un comentario, cuéntame qué es lo que más te inspiró. Suscríbete, compártelo. Nos vemos en el próximo video.